Yeah. Well, I hope this is recording right now. So, we wait a little while so that tape can start playing again. So we'll hold it. Okay, And then like tonight, Jeff and I are making a tape, and I feel, easier ready to talk to you people because I loosened up. Like I had, like they say, liquor loosens up the tongue. Well, you might think that's strange because, like I'm your kid, I'm your boy, I'm gone away. You might say, what can he, why does he have to be afraid to talk to people, talk to his own parents? Well, like you said, Mom and Dad, like you always knew, I was always hard talking to you people, whether you knew it or not, man. Not that I hated talking to you people, but I had a hard time explaining it like it was. But, like Jay said,
Have you ever tried?
I tried every once in a while.
Have you ever really tried?
Yeah, well, like Jeff says, have you ever really tried? So, I mean, I might say yes, and I might say no, but, it's really hard. Like you said, you have always a problem with Sally. But, it's just, like they say, the generation gap. Because you're always on Sally's back. And I didn't want anything to happen to me because, I'm the oldest son, who's going to keep the family going and all this stuff, It's a lot of pressure on me, like I was young, and I really didn't know what to do. But, as I say, liquor loosens up the tongue. But now, I figure I'm away from home, defending my country in Vietnam, and all this stuff. I'm doing my part, really. And like Jeff said earlier, both of us are going to do maybe more than our part. Somebody says, you stand here 18 months, you're doing more than your part, and all this stuff. But I figure it fair and square because I'm doing something like my other friends might not ever do because they might not come over here. I am really helping them out because I am doing their share. I am doing their share over here. I'm doing mine, I'm doing everybody else's because I can take it. Jeff just made a toast for that. But I'm really, it's not really that bad. What's really wrong with this war is completely different from any other war because in any other war you have a front. You know who you're fighting. But, right, you have people back home supporting you and you know who you're fighting. But this war is completely different because you have people, protesting the war, people who came back from Vietnam and they, they have a club saying Vietnam veterans against the war. I mean, I can't really condemn them because I really don't know I don't really know what I'm going to do. Like, I'm a member of VFW. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be a member of Vietnam Veterans Against the War. Because that's their personal opinion. And I don't blame them at all because there are a lot of people over here who think U.S. persons are just over here, make face and get money from. That's really boils down to they're here and to make as much money off the Americans as they can. So a lot of people are doing it. I'm not just talking about Vietnamese people that are trying to get money from GIs, American people. Because the only thing this war's doing is making rich people richer and poor people poorer. That's my personal opinion on this thing. That's a big difference in this war compared to the others. Like, you don't even know where the front is. You might be walking up, like a platoon leader, walking through this village. You're up there, you're a lead-off man. You say, "Hi, Papa Son, how's it going?" A regular old Papa Son, You walk by, and then you don't know if the guy's gonna blow your shit away or not. Really, you don't know. Because a lot of times it happens. Like they say, little 2-year-old kids blowing up. You know, you pick them up, a baby, you know, and there's a mine underneath and blows you and the baby away. This war is like this. Jeff has something to say to that, man.
The other thing I got to say about, you know, alright, I've led a few squads through villages. I mean, we gotta clear some villages through around Da Nang. And I'm a squad leader right now. And it's bad in a way, you know, but what Mike's saying, you know, it's a possibility. I mean, I've only seen a few guys blown away, but, you know, it shouldn't be mentioned on this tape at all, and I can't see why he's mentioned it. There's nothing to worry about, really. I mean, we are us, and us are the ones, you know. I guess I can say that, you know. It's something with, well, hell, it's something I believe in, damn it. I mean, I can't get any more personal than that. It's just something I believe in. I belong to American Legion, okay, and I plan to belong to the VFW. My dad belongs to it, and my older brother belongs to it also. It's something that, it's not in the family. It's not that I have to do it. It's something that I'm very proud to do. You know, there's a difference between having to do, because I didn't have to do it. You say there's a difference there. Well, if my dad's behind me, then damn, I'll go to hell. I'll go to hell for him, because my dad's behind me. There's nothing no more I need. Well, my family's behind me, you know. What more do you need, you know? And I gotta say, you know, we're just in there doing some beers, you know. So why get really serious about the whole subject? War, you know, war's war, you know, hell. But that war is hell. Let's say it together.
Okay,
War is hell. You hear that? That's from 2 combat veterans. You hear that, y'all? Nah, I lay my little over southern talking y'all, and I'll just chime you all to hell. No, I'm just chatting y'all. But speaking serious, there really is nothing to worry about over here. I mean, you know, like me and Mike, you know, we're just happy-go-lucky guys, you know, just like guys in the States. So there's nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing. We're just doing our thing, and it's just something we believe in. It's hard to believe in this day and age, but we do believe in it, you know. But if I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't be over here. I guess my dad and mom could explain it further. I told them I had to be over here, and at first, you know, I thought I shouldn't be over here, but now I'm really believing more and more in the war, you know. I mean, I can see more in the war than just, you know, killing, dying, maiming, you know, aircrafts crashing, etc., etc., etc. There's more to the war than that. I mean, there's more that when you get downtown and you see somebody eating, you know, that person's eating because of you just being here. Okay, I mean, well, that's politics, yeah. Okay, just going down to the orphanage. I mean, the orphanage seems to be my hang-up because I'm just trying to take a little girl back with me. Over here at GI, it's mostly directed at my parents. GI maybe doesn't make much, but damn, what I make, I'm willing to spend it on her, you know. Sure, I can go back to the States, I can be a happy guy, you know, go back to school and have a brand new car, you know, and really fancy, but there's more to life than that, you know. And it's really, yeah, I guess I'm ready for another bit. I'm like, you know, like Mike says, beer loosens one's tongue, but it's more than that, you know. It's really like my mother says it, you know. The drunken man's thoughts are no, how's it go? Drunken man's words are a sober man's thoughts, but it's not that way. Neither one of us are near drunk. We're just, you know, having a good time in a way. But like I say, it's mostly directed against my parents. Not directed against, spoken for. Because, I love them and I hope they realize that I do love them. I know, it's getting mushy. But just a little girl, Dad's always told me about adopting a little girl. And there's a story that goes along behind that, but I'm not going to explain. My dad knows it, and all the boys know it. You see, my parents, they're something that I've always had, something I've always taken granted for, they'd always be there. And it's something that she never had. And, I don't know, I just want to bring her back to the States so that I can really show a little bit of appreciation for something. Plus the fact that maybe I can just help this war a little bit, in my own way.
Right now, Jeff has gone to the bathroom or restaurant or wherever you want to call it. So I'm going to say a few words. Like, earlier, Jeff and I were wondering if we were ever going to send this tape back. But we've been playing parts of it over. We decided we're telling it like it is, man. We're really... Whenever we sit here tonight, you might say, oh, they're under the influence of alcohol. They've been drinking all day and all this stuff. Drinking past few nights, man, they're all drunk. But not really. Because, like some people say, you can drink yourself sober. As far as I'm concerned, that can be true, but it's more of a pretense. Because I have been drinking steady for the past 3 days. And so has Jeff. But both of us were in separate groups. I mean, he was drinking with his friends in Janang, and I was drinking over here with my friends. But right now, both of us are really talking serious. So we are going to send this tape in, plus we're going to start speaking on another tape. Well, you might say, God darn, that's 2 tapes. I know, this is what Mom and Dad are going to say. They're going to say, 2 tapes in a row, and they haven't even mentioned any of the family and all this stuff. I mean, there must be something going on. But not really, because right now I'm talking to you and Mom. I'm talking to everybody in the family. I'm talking to everybody in the, U.S. I'm talking to people, because it's people that's going to decide what's going on over here. And people is the ones that really count. I might say people, saying people in the U.S., but people over here also count, because it's their lives. They're really, some of them are really sacrificing their lives. Some of them, like over here, at 17 you can be able to, join a service like it is back in the States. But as far, but when you get drafted over here, even if you don't get drafted over here at 18, you spend the next 35 years in the service. There's no way out of it. You can desert and become a cowboy. That's what you hear, every time, you might have you might have a press reel or a tape saying from, news, CBS and all this shit, saying that, so many GIs got robbed and they got beat up and all this stuff. All this stuff comes from cowboys. Cowboys is a Vietnamese person who deserts and who, make their living robbing GIs or robbing rich people. But, there's not too many rich people over here. Oh, there's a lot of GIs, but there's not too many rich people. The GIs, you might like Sergeant Finn, who works with me. He's a tech sergeant, and he's been to more bases in the States than I have ever been. More bases than I ever think I'm going to be in. Even if I re-enlist, because if I do...
Are you a lifer?
Ryan just says, are you a lifer? No, but even if I do re-enlist, I don't want to go back to the States. Unless it really changes. Because right now the States isn't worth anything. That's why, I filled out my dream sheet. Dream sheet is where you want to go. So I put in for, since you want a consecutive overseas tours. And I put yes. Guys are where? I said England and Europe. You get two choices where you want to go. You go England or Germany or all this stuff. But I put England. For the second choice, I put Europe because I want to see what it's like all over there. Jeff's been over there, and he says it's great. But when I filled out my dream sheet,
Jeff, I didn't even, I met Jeff a few times, but we weren't even talking about that stuff. So this is my own personal opinion. So I want to go back there. But for the rest of the stuff, like you got 7 choices in Maine, 7 choices where you want to go. So out of 7, I put 4 choices. I put Casual, Maine, which is in limestone. It's like a little radar site with less than 100 people in it. And that's the best. That's the best base you can get. The fewer people, the closer you are, the more you get along, the more fun you can have. For second choice, I put Loring because it was close to home. Well, not because I want to be a home boy, Spend the service and the rest 4 years, right next to home. It's not really worth it. So I put Maine down for second choice because if I can't get anything. But what I like just mentioned earlier, I'm gonna extend for 6 more months. It might be for the money, because, Jess waving me off saying, no, don't mention money and all this stuff. Well, I don't blame it at all, because it's my own personal opinion. It's gonna go between 2 families, plus, like Sally and Ronnie and Jess, close relatives and all this stuff, they're gonna also hear this tape. They better also hear this tape, Jess family. So, it's gonna go between them. So, I'm not gonna mention money factor in this. Jeff will mention money factor in this because, like I said, it's more personal than what you can speak about, But, money matter doesn't mean much over here. But you get a watch over here, it's $27 watch. You go back to the States, it probably costs you $75, right? $100. $75, which is $100, which is, as it is. Like, that tape I sent you, it cost me $20. You ever try to buy a tape like that over here, which you probably, looked at, you probably buy, tape like that back in the States, it's going to cost you maybe $50. But 20 to 50 is more than double. It's more than 150% what it is. That's what they're going to cost you in the States. So what I plan on doing is I will send you a packets, catalog, all the stuff you can order. You can order anything in the packets. You just send it to me, and I'll pay for everything, and I'll send it back to you, which you'll get maybe 2 or 3 months later.
Well, this is mostly directed towards my dad. Before I said there was a sweep of the villages and everything. And there is a sweep of the villages, and Dad, well, I know what you're thinking right now, but it's not like when you all had it, Okay, I'm a squad leader now, I'm a sergeant and all that bullshit, to be frank. But today, it's a different age, it's a different war, everything. Had to pause for a drink. But like I was saying, Dad, it's not like the war you were fighting, I mean, I know what y'all were up against, and you know what y'all were up against. We're not up against that, So we want to sweep the village, There's no danger at all. Right, Mike?
No danger at all. There's no danger anymore. The war is past, really.
There it is, Dad. There's nothing. So there's nothing that you and Mom should really worry about at all. We go out, we sweep the village, and that's it, The Air Force doesn't do this anymore, supposedly, The Air Force doesn't do this at all, So, you got nothing to worry about, The Air Force just doesn't do it, This is a big farce to the Air Force, supposedly. But, as Mike can tell you, you people in the States here, you're really living in a big fallacy. And the fallacy, I hope you someday realize that the war is not what the war is made up to be, It's not like everybody's dying every day, Hell, you've seen what I've seen, and I've seen what you've seen, Dad. And, it's just between you and I, I'll explain later, Hell, you went through the same thing. And, there's nothing more you want. Like Mike's telling me to speak up, there's no reason me to get really loud about the whole thing. But, Dad, just something you've been through, And I don't want to go through again. I know you don't want to go through again. Well, Mike just told me, you know, he's just tell it like it is. Because I'll tell you like it is. Okay, before I became a sergeant, okay, I was platoon leader. I was lead off man in any squad, you know. So, okay, I let off in Winville, down there in Dog Patch. I let off, and there was 14 of us. So I was lead off man. I didn't trip the wire. The guy behind me did, you know. So, like, you know, just wasn't no more guy, you know. I mean, this is just something you gotta understand, you know. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just part of being over here, you know. I for one thing, you know, it's hard for me to say these things. I shouldn't be saying this to begin with. But I'm explaining them because of one thing. I don't want y'all to worry, because old Arthur, you know, old Arthur is being cool, you know, because old Arthur, they can't get old Arthur. Mike knows, and Mike can explain to you, you know. But Dad and Mom, this is directed towards y'all. You don't have to worry about me, you know. There's absolutely nothing to worry about, because, you know, there's no way they can get old Arthur. You know, I'll lead platoons through the veils. Platoons, that platoons, well, of course, platoons is directed towards the Army, correct?
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Yeah, we lead flights.
Right on, brother, right on.
See that's Mike, you know, he tells you, I mean, you know, we lead flights, you know, we ain't supposed to be doing this, but we're doing it anyway, you know.
Go on, brother, go on.
Go on, brother, go on. That's Mike, you know. Nah, see that, you know, there's really nothing to worry about. I mean, if I can sit back here and enjoy my beer and talk to you in this tape, you know, there's really nothing to worry about, you know. You know, like that, you've led some platoons, I guess that's the Army terminology, or flights, as they call them in the Air Force. I'm leading them now, Dad. I couldn't see it any other way. Because, well, hell, you did what you believed in the Second World War, Dad. I couldn't be any more proud of you. And right now, Dad, I'm just trying to do what I think you'd want me to do. And if I can't do what y'all don't want me to do, then damn, I'm not half a man. Well, I just want to try to be half the man that you are. And if I can be that way, Dad, then I'm a very happy man. Right now, you know, we're just sitting here, like I say, we're relaxing, we're having a good time. Mike's working under a group of pressure, Dad. I mean, what Mike does is, hell, just as bad as I do, you know. I'm not directing this towards anybody, but hell, that guy goes through just as much as I do, you know. And like Mike says, you know, it's a different war than you and Mr. Netto fought. I mean, damn, Dad, it's really, like he says, it's a different war. But really, there is nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing, you know, because we take care of our own, you know. This war, we really take care of our own. So, Mr. Netto, I mean, this is directed towards you now. Your son, he's in very competent hands. Belter. But, you know, yeah, it's like my brother. That's what I call him. I mean, hell, he lives under a lot of pressure. And pressure is what he's getting. We're coming home at the same time. I mean, hell, we're different. We're changed. We're changed in a lot of ways. We're going to be... I mean, I've changed a lot since... You know, okay, I spent a 18-month tour in Europe, you know. But this is different. It's very different. And your son, when he comes home, he won't be the same. I hope you try to really understand the way he is. But, damn, I mean... I'm not saying anything against Vietnam. But, look at it. I mean... Hell, everybody's living under pressure over here. Everybody. I don't give a damn what anybody's job is. Everybody's living under pressure. Everybody's got to stand those blank rockets. Okay? IN.
What?
Alright, IN is the last part of that blank. But what I'd like to say on tape, I'm sorry, you know, that maybe some ladies hearing it, if it was personally directed against you, Mr. Netto, and my father, it'd be different. But it's not going to be. But, Okay, you say, sure, Mike is safe. Mike is safe. I'm safe too. But, it's, I don't know, I don't know why I'm even saying it. I don't know how I can get involved in this. I guess I'm a little inebriated. That's what the word is we use for technology. You see, I work defense of the base. Well, I'm a grunt, in other words. And Mike, in a way, is a grunt also. Comes defense of the base, Mike's a grunt too, But, I work this full time, just now, and you couldn't be more proud of your son, as I am proud of him as being my brother.
Well, Dad, Jeff just gave you practically the biggest compliment anybody can ever give anybody else. But I absolutely gotta return a compliment to Mr. Fawcett because Jeff is fantastic. He is great because, he might not have, you might not have noticed that in the tape, but his job is more dangerous than mine because, he's a security police. But then, every day I go up and down the mountain twice. And on this mountain, you can get your shit blown away any fucking time.
And, I'm not adding any danger or anything, but, we got sappers. Plus we got snipers. Let me explain sappers. Sappers are people that tie satchel charges. Well, satchel charges are explosive devices around themselves, run into vehicles, or snipers, which you already know are could be any people that pop many other people out. And right now, we're sounding very depressing, but we're going to explain the war tonight like it is, so that y'all understand back there that, we're not playing no games. And also, you people back there are living in the fallacy. We are in no danger. Well, I won't say no danger, but, hell, babe, we're just as safe as anything. You Frenchie? Hey, Frenchie? We're just as safe as anything, huh, Frenchie?
Like they say, you can get killed walking across the street, my car bumping you. Same as I can get killed going up the hill, which some people say, well, that's a lot more dangerous because, the VC are always around you, which they are because 2 weeks ago, Max 4 used to be, about 2 months ago, used to belong to Marines. But since it changed over to Navy, about 2 weeks ago they got some, ground fire and all this stuff. Ooh, ground fire. Wow. It doesn't mean nothing because all it is woodcutters. See what it is, woodcutters get a hassle and all of a sudden, they find a guy named Bang Bang and all of a sudden they run, Because it's nothing because they don't hit anything. It really isn't. They don't do nothing.
Well, he's saying... That sounds like a school teacher. He's saying they don't do nothing. That, okay, we've got angry villagers that, knocked off a few of our people on post. But also, on the same line, now, here at the Monkey Mountain and Swinging Times, let's quit messing around and we just tell you how it is here in Vietnam. We are the greatest. Oh, the tape is just about out. Mike just told me that. So we gotta, switch another tape. He moved his hands, he just made the circular motion, so I had to add the words. Because he couldn't, because he's French, he couldn't add the comments. But, people down there in the world, you got nothing to worry about little old Frenchmen. Because Frenchmen, well, there's just nothing any greater. Can you really think of anything greater than a Frenchman? I ask you, can you?
Hell no. Man, Frenchmen are the greatest. What else is there, man, besides French? You tell me, Jeff, baby.
There is nothing greater than the French. And the French shall live
forever and ever.
I hope you've gotten our other one.